Hello and greetings to you wherever you may be on this beautiful planet Earth, the third rock from the sun. The date today is the 7th of August 2024. The title of this video is My Path to Self-Mastery. Prior to this, I was going to title it The Path to Self-Mastery, but there is more than one path. So this is my path. And I wish to share with you the progress that I have made and why it is that I wish to share this information and by what authority or why am I in a position to share this information with you. I was inspired to do so because even though I'm 78 years of age, I have spent a good 65, 66 years in doing my best to develop my more of my human potential and consciousness and become more adept in my own self-mastery. I want to become my own master in my own life, which has culminated to a point where I am now, after many years, where I do not wish to be told what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. I wish to learn instead what to do, when to do it, how to do from within myself. And this includes all teaching from outside of myself. I'm not talking about people who teach you how to service a car or to fix some plumbing. I mean, that's information, practical. I'm talking about spiritual, emotional, psychological, mind guidance, how to live your life. And there are many people, many gurus, teachers in the world telling you what to do. But the real teacher, the real guru, will teach you how to do that for yourself. I did have that experience many years ago with Maharishi Mahesh Yogi in the 70s. And I decided to leave the movement and to follow my own path. And about 3 or 4 years ago, I was reminded of Ramana Maharshi, another Indian holy man who died in 1950, but he came to visit me psychically, as I mentioned in other videos that I've made. And he reintroduced me to him because I did know of it before, but superficially. And now he was talking to me. And he gave me a protocol, which I will share again towards the end of this video. And he was also consummate in helping to teach people how to master themselves rather than being told how to do that. And then just recently, over the last few days, I started to listen again because it's a constant search. It is ongoing learning how to let go those limitations within myself, how to develop more of my innate human potential, and how to develop my ability to access more consciousness and reflect that consciousness, embody that consciousness. So it's a constant process, day after day after day. So on YouTube, I started to listen again to Master Shi Heng Yi, and I'll write his name in the synopsis of this video down below. I'm a little bit spacey today because I went through some kind of healing this morning. I woke up not feeling very good and in a lot of pain. I just have various physical conditions that seem to provide me a lot of pain. And I know that this is because I haven't learned the cause and how to heal that. But I'm positive about it and I'm working on it. And this pain I experience is a great teacher. So I'm working on it. I'm feeling very, very positive because I know I created this. I created my reality. I made a previous video of the reality of creation. We all create our own reality. And I'm actually going to do a part 2 to that video because there's some more information that I just did not put on that video, and it was long enough, 29 minutes. So here we are, self-mastery, and I'm sharing what I've learned. And hopefully this will help inspire and motivate you to do whatever you can to master yourself. Because most people on this planet, we are not masters of ourselves. We are following other masters, some negative, some positive, but everything is guiding us to act, to be, to live, that comes from from outside of ourselves and not from inside of ourselves. And if it doesn't come from inside yourself, we're not proficient in self-mastery. So I was listening to Shi Heng Yi, or Shi Heng Yi. And he was talking about mindfulness. There's a few videos that I will write titles that I will write the links down below, because I think it's really very helpful if you listen to him. He's really very good and has a lot of wonderful things to say. He follows his destiny and he's being extremely successful. My destiny is just to share information at this crucial time to help people make different, better decisions. Excuse me. Master Shi Heng Yi inspires and motivates people to develop themselves. I am not in a position to do that because I'm not a master of myself yet. Although I've done very well, I'm on the way, but I haven't arrived at that point where I can say, this is what you do. So instead, I wish to share what I'm doing and help to inspire you to embark upon your path of self-mastery. Master Shi Heng Yi says mindfulness is supported by intention. Now, I talk a lot about intention, and he expresses it in a different way, but it's very, very helpful to get different ideas from different people. Mindfulness, which is when your mind is full rather than empty, but full of those thoughts that you choose rather than superficial trivia that just enters by itself, which many of us allow to happen, that mindfulness is supported by intention. He also says it is not what you do, but it is how you do it. Very important. It reminds me of Simon Sinek. You can see him, hear him on YouTube, S-I-N-E-K, Simon Sinek. And he talks in a similar way, but not necessarily from a self-mastery point of view, spiritual, Shaolin, as a Shaolin monk that Master Shi Heng Yi is. He's a Shaolin monk, master. In Europe, there's a monastery in Europe. You should listen to him. Very interesting. Simon Sinek says it's not what you do, but it is why you do it. Now, the reason why you do it gives you the intention. The intention fuels your mindfulness. It actually is your rudder. And if your intention is holistic, life supporting, you're going to succeed no matter what, whether you are 38 or 78. But if your intention is not life supporting, then you're not going to succeed. You may make lots of money and you may satisfy the ego and become well known, but all for the wrong reasons. And money, it does not buy happiness, it does not buy peace. Have you noticed that all the wealthy countries and all the wealthy people, they do not promote peace? Most of them, not all, but most of them promote war, because war and conflict makes more money for a lot of people. Master Shi Heng Yi also says, if you do not have it, you cannot give it. Now, I cannot say that I have it. I don't have that knowledge that Shi Heng Yi has. I have a different knowledge. And also a lot of my knowledge is incomplete because I've had a lot to deal with. And I've also have not succeeded in finding and changing and eliminating those limitations that have prevented me from becoming that master, although I've done very well. And I'm well on the way to being my own master. But I do not feel that I have completed that process. However, in the 70s, Maharishi Mahesh Yogi used to say to us, it doesn't matter whether you know everything. You can still help people. Even a blind man can give directions or provide information. Now, I feel that perhaps spiritually, in the realm of self-mastery, I have not got my full sight. I may not be that blind, but I don't have full sight, and yet I can still provide information that will be helpful. Because whatever I'm saying, whatever Master Shi Heng Yi says, it is for you to choose to go on that path of your own self-mastery with whatever intention you wish to apply. And it doesn't matter what anybody else tells you. Your knowledge, your self-mastery, your enlightenment is arrived at your own personal knowing, arriving at your destination under your own steam, so to speak, and not because somebody told you to do it or how to do it. And this is the last quotation that I wish to give you from Master Shi Heng Yi, and that is, empty your cup so that you're able to fill it up again. Now, our cup, your cup, my cup, is our vessel, our human body, and our mind. Everything that constitutes us as a human being. We are full of rubbish. Our mind is full of rubbish, garbage, trivial thoughts, superficial thoughts, thoughts fueled by limitations, by various psychological complexes of inferiority, weakness of some kind. It's time to empty all that, because you cannot fill your vessel until you empty it. Although I do feel that as you learn something that is life-supporting, it will help empty the cup, the vessel. But it's very important that we heal and we recognize what's limiting us and do what we can to remove them. And I suppose at the same time to replace them with something that is life-supporting, that will help us on our path to self-mastery. Now, out of all this and everything that I've done in my life, I've arrived at my own formula. Now, I'm going to give it to you, and you may tweak it and amend it and change it to suit yourself, or you may reject it all, work out your own formula. But this, I hope, will help inspire and motivate you to do something like this. We, each of us, require a formula to live life. Without the formula, we cannot have an intention. So number one is choice, coupled with intention. You are to choose whether you want to go on that path of self-mastery. And once you're on that path, what is your intention? Are you going to finish it? Are you going to give up halfway? It's important to start the path, and it's important to end the path. It took me many years to learn this because I would give up halfway until I learned better. Intention, choice and intention are irrevocably connected. And without those two, choice and intention, you're going nowhere of any account, certainly to get on that path of self-mastery. To repeat, Shi Heng Yi, intention fuels life. Number two, forgiveness. Most people have no idea what forgiveness is. I believe that there are two forms of forgiveness. Forgiving those who have aggrieved us in some way, and to forgive ourselves for having aggrieved other people in some way. Even having aggrieved ourselves by making poor choices. And I use the Ho'oponopono forgiveness quotation, which is, I am sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I've amended it slightly, and this is what I say. I'm sorry, please forgive me as I forgive you and myself. Thank you, I love you as I love myself. That is Ho'oponopono from Hawaii. Without forgiveness, we fall foul of living our lives in hate and discontentment. Number three, gratitude. So many people say the glass is half empty, and it's so easy to change that to the glass is half full. Be grateful for what you have. You know, I have pretty good health, constitutional good health for a person of my age, even though I have a few issues which I am able to deal with. But structurally, muscular and structural issues, I have plenty, which cause me a great deal of physical pain every day. And I'm grateful it's not worse. I have my brother's nephew who was down south in Kibbutz Be'eri, which was attacked by the Hamas people from Gaza, and 1,400 people were slaughtered, and 250 people were removed and abducted, taken hostage. And my wife's nephew, his wife was killed, his son was killed, and his leg had to be amputated. And I'm thinking to myself, my God, that really is bad. I don't have that. I have both legs. I may be in pain, but I have both legs. I can get out of bed. I can move. I have both arms. So I'm grateful for what I am, and gratitude is necessary if you wish to get on that path of self-mastery. Number 4, share your knowledge. Share what you know, but share it in such a way as just share it. You're not telling anybody what to do. Everybody has their own path. If you feel this video is helpful, share it. Share yourself. Share your knowledge. Number 5. Now, this is an interesting one. Be willing to make positive changes. Even though people say, oh, yeah, I do that. Most people are not willing to make positive changes. Now, let me elucidate a little bit more. Develop this. If you've lived your life in a certain way, you've got certain beliefs, learned beliefs, certain learned patterns of behavior, and certain programming. And as it has been said, the devil you know is better than the devil you don't know, which I don't agree with. But it gives you a certain comfort zone. You know your limitations and your area of suffering. And if you change that, even if it's positive change, you are leaving that which you are comfortable with. It's a comfort zone. And you're going out into that which is outside of your comfort zone in order to make positive changes. And most people don't want to do that. It's too bloody uncomfortable. Even though by doing so will help you improve your life, most people just stay where they are because the devil I know is is better than the devil I don't know. It could always be worse. This is where courage comes in. I haven't got it written down here. Courage, tenacity. Choose to make positive change. Bring your courage forward. Be tenacious and follow the path to the end. You will be pleasantly surprised. Number 6, non-attachment. This is another big one for people. Everybody's attached to their car, their house, the way they are, to money, to their wife. Oh, she completes me. She's my other half, or he completes me. If somebody has to complete you, you will never be happy, and you will never master yourself, and you will never succeed or get to the end of that path or fulfill your destiny. Because the other person is going to make changes, and if you don't make changes, there's always going to be hiccups. And what happens if that person gets ill and dies? You're in terrible shape. This is the way I look at it. I have the capacity to be totally self-sufficient. I wish to be with a woman who is the same. The two of us come together and we create something that is greater than the sum of the parts. How about that? If you're attached to your car and your car gets stolen, you are very upset. If you're attached to money and you lose all your money, which I've experienced twice, you get very upset. And then you learn how to be not attached. It doesn't mean to be foolish. It just means that you flow with life. It is what it is according to your choice, your intention, all the things that I've mentioned before. You flow with what life presents you according to what you have put out. because life gives you back what your intention is and what you put out. That's what you get back. What goes round comes round. Number 7, another biggie. Be in the now moment. Most people don't know what that is. So I recommend that you read Tolle, Eckhart Tolle, Tolle. He wrote a book, The Power of Now. I read that many years ago, helped me enormously. I cannot honestly say that I'm living in the now, but I'm living more in the now than I have ever been at any other time in my life, and it's getting easier all the time. The now is the only moment we have. It is the only moment that we are able to create. Nobody has ever succeeded in creating anything in the past or the future. You can only create in the now. So if that's the case, the now is where it is, not the future, not the past. Number 8, I've mentioned this already, flow with life. What is life? Life gives you what you have created, your thoughts, your words, your actions, your choices, your intention, everything I've mentioned before. And life will then say, oh, okay, this is what we've got for you. And life will give it to you in the form of signposts, sometimes subtle. You are to pay attention. I'm going to talk about this in a few moments. Flow with life. Because if life is giving you something that's not very pleasant, then it's for you to say, oh, what did I do here? I obviously did something that created that, because we all create our own reality. I talk about this in other videos, especially the one prior to this, the reality of creation, and other videos. It's impossible to give all the information I've learned in one video. So I give it in bits and pieces, and it's up to you to go and find it. Because over 66 years, I went out and searched and learned and studied and practiced and experienced life in order to learn this. And I'm just sharing what I've learned. That's all I'm doing. Number 9, empty your vessel. If you are having a difficult life, then it is because of all the limitations that are within you, all the perhaps past karma, learned beliefs, learned patterns of behavior, learned programming, all stuck and lodged inside your subconscious mind. It's for you to find them and get rid of them. Empty your vessel, and then you can fill it with the positive stuff. The very least, start learning the positive stuff, and that will help you find the negative stuff in order to let it go, in order to empty your vessel. And number 10, the last one, be honest with yourself. Most people are not. They think they're honest with themselves. Oh yeah, I'm honest. But they're constantly lying to themselves, and they're living in la-la land, cuckoo land. They bullshit themselves. I was the best one until I learned. And now I'm brutally honest with myself. I am aware of most of my limitations, my inequalities, and I'm working on them. Before I was not. I believed I was just the bee's knees, especially when my ego was like that, and I had lots of money and cars and a lovely house and a boat and horses. I bullshitted myself. And when I realized what I had done, it took me a while to recover. Now I'm recovered, and I'm brutally honest, very, very honest with others and with myself. The key is to pay attention to feedback. If somebody says to you, you have bad breath, or you tend to say the glass is half empty and not half full, or blah, 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 pay attention. Very often we say, oh, well, that's just your opinion. Well, it may not be that person's opinion. It may be their observation. And if you are not going to pay attention to feedback that life is giving you, which may come from people, life, situations, animals. When you come across an animal crossing your path, you go to the Native Americans, they tell you what the message is. If you're not willing to pay attention, you're not going to learn. Pay attention. And if you feel that it has value, whatever you are receiving, then do something positive about it. And if you feel that it's not of value, reject it. You are your own master. And now, sorry, it's a longer video. I'm going to give you Ramana Maharshi's protocol yet again. If you don't know what to do, there is one person you could ask. Yourself. Myself. And that part of myself is, who really knows, is my higher self, my soul, my higher self. So I ask my higher self, how can I do this, do that, improve this, whatever? It's Ramana Maharshi called it self-inquiry, self-inquiry. Point number 2 is I've just drawn a blank. Surrender to yourself. Trust yourself. So many people do not trust themselves. They're always second-guessing themselves. That's another reason why so many people suffer. Trust yourself. And if you don't know how to do it, you can learn how to do it. That's what I did. I learned how to do it. And you start this process, and it may take you weeks, months, or even a year or two. Keep going because it does get easier. I am really doing well with this. Self-inquiry, surrender and trust yourself. And the last point is pay attention to the results. Because whenever you ask your higher self for something and you trust yourself, the universe will always provide you with signposts, with biofeedback from the cosmic biofeedback system. Pay attention. Whatever comes back to you may be very subtle. It may be very quiet. And if you're not paying attention and your mind is busy, you're going to miss it. Oh, well, then it doesn't work for me, so you don't do it. Be very quiet. Listen. Pay attention. Be mindful. And with that, I thank you for joining me on this road less traveled, and we will meet another time. Thank you.